All right, welcome. So a lot of you guys wanted to know how the hell do I win as killer? Because you're either getting Magdumped as the killer, or you guys are just finding ways to win, have a higher chance of winning. So I have a lot of tips that I've learned throughout my time playing Blood Debt. I've played about 2 months after it started. I don't know, but I saw it on my page and I decided to watch, and I saw some people play it. There was a person called MVP Stamped. I actually just recently played with him. That clip will be coming out soon. Now, first order of business. I know we're doing like a tutorial, and if you guys are wondering, why isn't Kaden doing a Vid tutorial? Well, obviously, being a Vid, you have like a 90% chance of winning. I think all you need to do is just walk up to the killer and mag dump them. So there won't be a Vid tutorial. It's just play it smart. Now, civilian. Caden's not making a civilian freaking tutorial. Well, it's because as a civilian, all you need to do is watch your back, dude. Like, be aware, look at who's the killer, play it smart, like as if it's real life. It's if the killer is reloading, then you could rush them. If they have a full mag, then no, we're not going to rush them and go after them with a baseball bat. Guys, there are some things that we should never do as the killer. So we'll start out with that. Here are the don'ts of being a killer. Never, ever start out in public unless you have a good gun or unless you are MVP Stamp himself. You do not go out in public. There are some clips that I will show you that you should never do. So let me pull it up. Okay, so guys, credit goes to this YouTuber, MVP Stamp. If you guys don't know who he is, definitely check him out. He is one of the most popular Blood Debt creators that I've ever seen, and he's really good too. He makes all these Blood Debt compilations. I I watch him to like learn what he does on each map. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so hold on. See how you start in public? Unless you are MVP Stamp himself, do not ever start in public. Or unless you have a good gun. You guys can see. Yeah. What I do here, I literally sacrificed a killer win just to prove the point. But I'm going to start killing in public. Um, of course, you never want to do this because this is the reason why. Look, like in this map, it's so small. The last thing you want to do is to be caught in the most open area. So I decided to pull out my gun, kill this person. Great. Now, I actually ended up killing the vigilante. But the thing is, when you are in public with so many people, you're going to have a lot of people that you cannot control. So he ends up picking the gun up. I get stuck on a freaking machine, and I get killed. And this guy ended up killing me like 500 times in the game when we played. Now, another thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to reload too often. So the same thing goes for mag dumping because then that will lead you to reloading. Now, if you don't know what mag dumping is, it's just putting too many bullets into your victim when there's no need to. You only need to put in the number of bullets necessary for them to be killed. Okay, that's my face down there. We're wearing the same shirt. I just have a lot of white shirts, guys. I swear I don't freaking, wear the same thing every day. But I think after every kill, I would instantly reload when really the how do I pause it? Oh my god. Dude, the worst thing is reloading too often because if you are reloading too often, no matter if you're in a safe place or a good place, the sheriff can always find you and just mag dump you on the spot. You always want to be ready for any surprises. So if you're walking around a corner, you don't want to be reloading because someone could be there waiting for you with a gun. I was very panicked. So I shot him, but then I instantly reloaded, which gave people a chance to run up and take the gun. And then I reloaded again, and I got hit. I fell. And then I reloaded when people are clearly around the place. So you want to use up all your bullets before you reload. Like people think, yeah, it's good that you have a full mag. It's good you have a full mag, but you obviously don't want to be reloading like every time. So I walk up, I have a K1 911, and all you need is just a bullet in each person's head. So with that, I killed 4 people in that clip right there. And then you reload in a safe place. and then I was ready for the sheriff. Now here, use your equipment to your advantage. This was equipment mayhem, so you either receive a bear trap or a smoke grenade at the start of the round. I got a bear trap, and for whatever reason, I I put the bear trap on the gun. Now, I think in future they made an update or something. I put the bear trap on a gun again, and then the gun like teleported away, like a few feet away. I was like, bro, this should not be how to play the game. They should let you put the bear trap on the gun, which I did. It was really funny. So so you put the bear trap there. I used my equipment to my advantage. And then, yeah, of course, be wary of your surroundings. Don't run into a bear trap like I did. He tried to pick it up, or she tried to pick it up. I just... That's why you use your equipment to your advantage. She would have picked up the gun and ended me right there. This game isn't like Murder Mystery where everyone's powerless and you can just walk around and kill everyone. Like, the sheriff is actually a lot more powerful than you. And the best thing you want to do is you want to escape from the sheriff. In reality, you're actually running away from the sheriff in this game. This isn't like the sheriff is running away from you. Like, I use Murder Mystery a lot because it's this really big contrast, but this isn't like Murder Mystery. The sheriff isn't running away from you. You're really running away from the sheriff. They are way more powerful than you. The only way you can kill them is if you surprise them or if you get the upper hand. Okay, so those were the don'ts. We said don't start out in public unless you got a good gun or your MVP stamp. You don't want to reload too often, /Magdump, or putting too many bullets in someone unnecessarily. And lastly, you don't want to be trapped in a one-way place, such as the garden or the backyard and house. And you don't want to be trapped also downstairs in Stay Rock scams. Now, there are many do's that you want to do. Before you even start killing, you want to understand how this game works. You want to understand the gameplay, and you want to understand the maps and the guns. As for the roles in the gameplay, I outlined that in a second video. There's a tutorial that I'm going to insert right here that you want to look at. It definitely shows you how to play this game, how to reload, how to use the beginner guns. I lay those all out. Killer guns. I actually will post a future video on my thoughts on every single gun. Every single gun I try in a private server, and I let you know what I think about them. So be sure to tune in for that. Besides understanding the rules in the gameplay, you also want to understand the guns. So you're obviously, if you're new, you're going to start out with 6 or 7 different killer guns. Those guns, you want to understand how they work, because based on that, your controls are going to be a lot different, and your gameplay is going to be a lot different. There's a stark contrast between receiving a Rosa Nobrez and a Scorpion, okay? Scorpion, you can actually go up to a lot of people and, spray at their head and get a lot of them. Whereas Rosa Nobrez, you want to be a little more calculated with that. If you guys have seen my previous videos, you guys can learn from them that I often try to look for the vigilante sometimes because I equip the cloth, so I can actually hide the gun. Because if you kill them, most of the time, people will, either rush for the gun, which you can control. You can or cannot control that, depending on where you kill the sheriff and whether you can hide the gun if you have the cloth or not. But if you kill the one person who can stop you in this game, that you most of the time have a chance of winning, especially if you kill some of them in a private place. You can just walk around, guns out, and not worry about being killed. Sometimes they're using shift lock. They're checking every single civilian. They're not worried about doing their task. They're not doing their task, actually. And they're walking around. Most of the time, they don't have a melee weapon out because they have no need to defend themselves. They already have something to defend themselves with. So you can spot out the sheriff quite quickly if they don't know how to play it off. Now, there's another strategy. You can go for who can be your target. A lot of times, I don't look at my hints, which is my downfall. It's the best thing if you can look at your hints and start with that person first. You have a good chance of winning. Say there was a hint on house and it was blonde hair, and you end up killing either Timofey or Katya. Those people have blonde hair, I think. You start with those people. You pretend you killed both of the blonde hairs. That's one target down, and you killed 2 of them. So now there's 10 people left, but then there's 9 people left because that includes you. you got one target down. Every person you kill is a 1 in 9 chance that you're going to win. And the chances decrease as you kill people. I've seen a lot of killers not do anything but do their hints because they want to find more hints to use to kill their target. And a lot of people use a cell phone for that reason too. And the hints don't help. The hints are like guides. They're not like spot on. People are like, yeah, let me get more hints. Let me get the brown pants and the glasses. But what you don't realize is the more tasks you do, the less time there is on the clock. If you don't kill people, every kill gets you 20 seconds in the game. If you are walking around and doing tasks, you're actually helping the civilians win because every 2 tasks you do or every 1 walking task that you do is 10 seconds off of the clock. Every kill that you get is 20 seconds added to the clock, and it's just increasing the chance that you have of killing your target. So I understand. Use your hints, but you don't need to get hints. I've seen people, they're like walking around doing 10 tasks. You got like 15 seconds to look for them and 15 seconds to kill them. So it doesn't make sense to me. I wouldn't do that because I've seen a lot of people complain. They're like, I don't know who my target is. My hints aren't helping me. It's okay to kill other people. You're a killer. You're a killer. You're not an assassin. You're not Kaido. You can kill other people. It's okay. You're not a vigilante where you can kill one innocent person before you kill the killer. You can kill everybody in the game. It's okay. Utilize perks. Obviously, use the bear trap. When you are starting out, you either get the default sound maker or the slow sound maker. Now, what I recommend using is the slow sound maker. If you don't know what that is, it's just a grenade that produces the same gun sounds that you use for your gun. The slow, I think, lasts longer and it's more realistic. The default sound maker is just straight up boom, boom, boom of your gun. So use your perks. A lot of people just don't use their perks and they start shooting right away. Like, come on, use your grenade, use your tomahawk, use your throwing dagger, use your sound maker. It helps a lot. Use your smoke grenade too. You can use your smoke grenade, throw it in a place where you can surprise the sheriff. Props to you. I wouldn't use the smoke grenade ever, but if you ever use it, you can definitely utilize that before you start killing people. Multitasking. So it also applies not only to juggernauts, but to killers too. When you are running away from the sheriff and trying to reload at the same time, you can also open doors. It helps by running away. If the sheriff is chasing you and you have no ammo to defend yourself, you can open doors. You do not have to turn around and start shooting people. So that's called multitasking. In the topic of reloading, you want to hide while you're reloading or reloading safely. But you also want to be wary because if the sheriff finds out where you are, you want to be ready. You don't want to be caught reloading when the sheriff comes up to you. Now, one of the most important tips that I have for you is looping / running away from the vigilante. Looping is the concept of the map is often built in circle. Now, house, there are smaller circles within the map. Obviously, house doesn't have a circle. But let me take penthouse, for example. You can travel the perimeter of penthouse without having to cross the center of the map. What is important with that is you can kill alongside the perimeter of that map. But when the sheriff is chasing after you, you can run the other direction, and if you're faster, you can catch up to them from behind if you're smart enough and get them there. That's what I call looping. You can also, you don't have to catch up to the sheriff. You can obviously run away. While the sheriff is chasing you, you're running away on the other side of the map, and they're chasing you in circles, and you're killing off everybody in front of you while running away from the sheriff. This game, as killer, you're moving around. You're not in one place. You need to move. If you are camping a spot, that's great, but you need to move at some point because people will know where you are and they'll come after you. So looping, very, very important. I'll show some gameplay alongside my dialogue on that. Alongside looping and running away from the vigilante, you want to plan. You want to have a plan. You don't want to be thinking of things on the spot. So I don't know if you guys have seen, but in my killer clips, I would often open the doors to every single door in house map to be prepared. Now, if I wanted to close off a section or set like a trap, I would close a door, and when that door is open, I know that someone's coming there. So it could be the sheriff, it could be some civilian. I would be prepared for them. So you are in charge of your situation. You can set the map how it is. I open the doors on the house map. If you guys see me doing that, obviously kill me, because that means I'm the killer. But you want to open the doors in house map, or that's what I do. I open the doors in house map because I want a secret getaway. I open the doors because then the sheriff has absolutely no clue where I ran. What I do is I shoot in the hallway. I make sure that one section of the map is clear. So establish your domain. Make sure that that small section of the house is clear. And I start shooting from the hallway. If the sheriff comes in from that one way, I know nobody else is on my side of the map. So I have that whole area to myself. Only people could come through that map. That's why I love house so much. It's really balanced. People can charge you, but you also can control the map. Next, use third person to your advantage. I have multiple clips that I'll show for that. People stay in first person as killer. That's great. You have your gun out. But sometimes you just want to use third person. The vigilante most of the times is just ready having their gun out. Having your gun out makes you go in first person. Go into third person. You can peek around corners using third person, and if the vigilante is coming towards you, then you pull out your gun, go around the corner, and then just blast them to pieces. Now, this may be controversial, but camping is the strategy, okay? Like, if you kill the sheriff and people are coming at you, do you expect that person to step aside and say, you know, I'm a killer, I have a debt to pay, the gang's out there, the Nubagami's going to kill me if I don't get this job done? Do you expect them to say, you know, let me make it a fair fight, let me just step aside and let you pick up the gun? No. I know a lot of people are like, let me play this game ethnically. Let me play this game fairly and honestly with integrity. You got to do what it takes to win. So camp the gun. It's realistic. You know, actually, if I was a killer, like if I was paying my debt in real life, I would pick up that damn gun, dude. I kill the vigilante. Guess what? Now I got 2 guns, dude. What are you going to do? But, you know, in the world of blood debt, you can only have 1 gun at a time. So, yes, I know it's not ethical.
I don't give a shit.
All right, you want to win? This is the tip. You know, it's the reason why Sneeze or the blood debt community put bystander weapons in there is to make it realistic. You can rush them. They're guarding a gun. They most likely have at most 13 bullets if they have a machine gun. But if they have like a single action gun, they have a Derringer, of course they can camp the gun. Of course they want to camp the gun. They're not going to leave the gun. But you have melee weapons for a reason. Go up to them, run up with 5 other people, band together. This game's realistic. Of course you're going to band together as civilians. Run up, jumping around. Don't run at them in a straight line. Hit them and jump them and then get the gun and shoot them. That's why I don't understand when a civilian picks up a melee weapon and they just go up to someone and hit them. Personally, I find that amusing for the first 2 rounds, but for me to just go up and hit someone and then lose my only line of defense, first of all, it's not smart. Second of all, it's boring. I don't really care about hitting people and just seeing them fall on the ground and stun them for 3 seconds. People apparently find amusement in that. That's why they do it all the time. I don't give a shit. I usually just do my task. I don't even pick up a melee weapon, but if you are smart, unlike me, pick up a melee weapon. Don't use it on someone for no reason. I mean, I get it. I actually don't get it, but for you guys, it's amusing. It's fun to see someone fall, but save it. It's your only line of defense. You don't have a gun unless you're the Vig. Save it for when the killer is guarding the gun. You can go up to them and hit them. Another thing I do, whenever your killer chance, which is outlined in the chat, is like really high, all right? You know, obviously, you always have a chance of being killer, but if you feel like you're going to be killer, vote for a good map. I don't understand people who always are like so gung-ho on choosing Restay Rock Scamps or choosing Gruz Baza or choosing detectives. Okay, people who choose detectives and vote detectives, by the way, Worst Blood Dead players, in my opinion. That game mode is shit. Okay? I don't know what's up with you guys. Ooh, detectives, new game mode. Let's play that. Come on, guys. Like, we played that enough, dude. No one, I don't give a shit about that game mode. That game mode is so bad. Like, if you're a civilian, what are you going to do? You have no involvement. If you want inclusivity, then vote a normal debt map. Don't vote freaking detectives. Don't vote untrusted. Obviously, untrusted is gone, thank God. All right, if you're killer and you want to win, vote house, vote metro, vote farmhouse, vote safe maps, even cafe. Vote the Zeus fishing vessel as killer. Oh my god, give me a break. People are like playing as killer and they're like, oh my god, that map sucks. Well, vote a better map. What are you doing? Vote a better map. Vote a good map as killer. All right, you have control over what map you play. It's like putting it bluntly. You got to use your brain in this game. If you're not using your brain, then you're going to lose. And of course, you know that goes for me too. I'm not like the best in this game, obviously. Most of the time I don't use my brain. I just do the core tips. The core tips as a killer. Let me outline it right here. If you guys stuck with me this whole video, congratulations. Let me give you the core tips. Over all the tips in the game, obviously understand all the roles, the maps, the guns, the gameplay. But the biggest tips that I would give is looping, running away from the vigilante, use third person to your advantage, and camp. Those are the 4 tips in addition to understanding everything. But looping, run away from the Vig, third person, and camp. But yes, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, share, subscribe. Would greatly appreciate it. Until then, guys, see you in the next video.